We have to talk about BTS and their new #1 album, Aurarang. What was your experience like working with them?
Some was very surprising to me. Dude, they knew everything. They know about every freaking...
Shout out to them, like musical encyclopedias out here.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I know a lot about music, but they know a lot more too. So
geniuses at work. Yeah.
And I think the biggest part for me working with them.
안녕하세요, 원다입니다. BTS 아리랑 앨범이 빌보드 200에서 1위를 차지한 가운데 BTS 멤버들과 작업했던 프로듀서들의 충격 섞인 반응이 시선을 집중시키고 있습니다. 이들은 비욘세와 같은 팝스타들과 협업해온 데릭 밀라노와 디플로로 그래미 어워드 수상 경력을 가진 세계적인 프로듀서이자 작곡가인데요. 최근 미국 빌보드 방송에서 아리랑 앨범 작업의 비하인드를 이야기하던 중 자연스럽게 묘사하게 된 BTS 멤버들의 모습은 단순한 놀라움을 넘어 깊은 의미를 전하고 있습니다. 이들에게 경외감을 안겨준 BTS의 모습이 던지는 의미와 시사점은 무엇일까요? 비욘세 등 세계적인 팝스타들과 작업해온 데릭 밀라노와 그래미 수상 프로듀서 디플로는 BTS 멤버들과의 작업 과정을 천재성과 진정성이라는 단어로 요약했는데요.
We have to talk about BTS and their new #1 album, Aurarang. It's #1 on the Billboard 200. Obviously, their track Swim is really taking off. You are all over this album. You produced a lot of it. You wrote a lot of it. What was your experience like working with them?
데릭 밀라노는 BTS 멤버들 간의 동등한 존중과
The biggest part about it is with them is that even though it's so many members, they all treat each other with the same respect. It's not like a race, and it's like, okay, you go, then I'm gonna go. If I could do better, then let me know. And that type of stuff you don't really see.
자신이 직접 목격한 BTS 멤버들의 독보적인 작업 태도.
And working with all of them, there was, I mean, to be real, if we're being honest, they're perfectionists. So a lot of the times they would do it so good, and I would think that was it, but then they would go back in and do it even better. And they would go back in and do it even better. And I think that shows a lot when it comes to the creative process, because some people will just go one time and then just be like, okay, next. But you can see and you can feel like how serious they are about the music. They're very intentional about the lyrics. They're very intentional about the pockets of how they're doing it.
돈이나 명예가 아닌 음악 제작 과정 자체를 진심으로 즐기고 사랑하는 BTS의 순수한 음악적 열정이 크게 놀랐다고 밝혔는데요. 뮤직비디오부터 엔지니어링까지 모든 과정에서 한계를 밀어붙인다며 모든 작업에 기대 이상을 해내려는 BTS의 태도에 찬사를 보냈죠.
And I think the biggest part for me working with them, they really love creating music. It doesn't seem like they're in it for the money. It doesn't seem like they're in it for clout. It seems like they really genuinely and passionately love music. I think from their music videos to the performance to the recording to the engineering, they use it to the fullest extent. And I think that's why it's so receptive and it's performing the way it is, because go above and beyond for their work.
그래미 수상 경력의 프로듀서 디플로는 BTS가 엄청난 아이디어를 가지고 적극적으로 작업에 참여해 모든 멤버가 작곡 크레딧을 가지고 있음을 강조하는데요.
I was in Conway Studios with them for about 2 months, in and out in LA. Some was very surprising to me, just working with the personalities, figuring out what the idea was for them to come back. And I'm telling you, they're very hands-on.
Really?
Like, I think every artist has a writing credit. I think RM has credit on every song, but they wrote basically a piece of every record on the record. They had like their ideas and their concepts and had a big list of who they wanted to work with and different sounds. And there was no like huge, typical pop producers. And they had like, stronger ideas, and we worked ideas and started all new songs. So they had a lot of ideas, and I think one of my jobs was just kind of like figure out how to make all of it work.
Wow.
Maybe one of the moments that sticks out for me is when we made Into the Sun. I got there kind of late, and it was Tyler Johnson like playing guitar, and it was just Jimin. And Tyler Johnson is very unique. He was playing this guitar line, and then Jimin was just like singing with this weird distortion on, and we're just like, this is perfect. This is kind of like a hook. And then we just tracked that, and then me and Tizo and Cayenne and Jimin and Dee kind of worked on this idea, like what can the song be about? And then that's probably the fastest song that happened. It was like in like 20 minutes. Each guy was like, this is what I'm good at. Suga was in there with the guitar every day, playing guitar. Jungkook leans more R&B and dance, and RM, probably the best English speaker, so he's like very much in the mix, telling us like exactly what they love, what they're into. Maybe all the guys together was probably like fire when we were making that. They all kind of come in because they hear music they can dance to.
Hit 'em up like pop. Hit 'em with the truth like rock.
And all the album isn't dance oriented, but they dance like they're perfect.
Let it be. Let it bleed. Hit a lick. And it's split.
So they want to dance. They want to make records that they can do live. That's kind of like their vision because they're playing 5 million stadium shows this year. So I think that they know exactly what works, what their fans like. And I think their fans will follow them anywhere because they're really good at what they do. If you're like a real BTS fan, they were very rap oriented and very cutting edge. K-pop's always been super cutting edge with production. And it's because it has a different vision. You know, they're coming from Korea and they're like taking pieces of culture that they like in this and that and putting like a pastiche together, and it became kind of like a language of all music these days. You know, it's very big and it's very immediate. And I think when they came back together, they were gone for 4 years and they lived like lives for real. You know, they were in the army and they were on their own doing solo records. I'm not sure what their life was like before the army, but they were a really tight-knit group, you know, and they had probably the biggest fan base on earth. So when they came back, they're like, we can't just do what people expect, you know? And we're grown men, we want to do something very unique.
멤버 개개인이 창작의 주체인 진정한 아티스트로 모든 제작 과정에 깊숙이 관여하며 팀으로서 완벽한 시너지를 내는 압도적인 실력과 완전한 자립의 BTS의 모습은 수많은 팝스타와 30여간 작업해온 베테랑 디플로에게 신선한 충격과 깊은 감명을 주었음을 알 수 있죠. 또한 디플로는 앨범 제목인 아리랑과 수록곡에 녹아든 국악 요소를 과감하게 시도하면서도 합적인 완성도를 놓치지 않고 한국적 정체성을 새겨하려는 BTS의 문화적 자부심에 주목했는데요.
And I think the whole team of Hybe sort of had this vision of what Arirang was. And I didn't understand exactly the song. And as I saw the rollout, I started to really understand what Arirang was and the story behind it. And I was like, wow, this is powerful. Very big. I see all these TikToks and Twitters and Instagram stories now about what it means to Korean people and Korean Americans and Koreans in general. And I think they really came back with like, we are who we are.
From the bottom to the hot, or the ground, 배워 날. Yeah, if you wanna hit the house, 좀 빠른 벗어 난. Yeah, we A-list. 하는 동작에서 rising. 빠른 기구생님, tell me how you feel.
Because people have all these opinions. They're so huge that everybody has an opinion about them, but they're like, we want to do what we want to do, and we want to also give people like every kind of music that we love. And that's the hard part of being a producer, is to make that make sense.
What's your history with K-pop in particular, since as a producer you probably saw on the cutting edge of it? When did you first get into it? Who are some of the artists that really got you inspired to that? And what are you learning from that culture that, you know, has helped your own career?
Gangnam Style came out. That was like, what? This is crazy. Like that was the biggest record of all.
It was the most viewed video on YouTube for a while.
Yeah,
I remember.
5 billion. I think it might be like 5 billion views. I was like, okay, this is different than I don't know what's going on anymore. This is just crazy. It's like a takeover of the world. It seems like a lot of times Korean artists, because that was a mix of that sort of that David Guetta kind of early EDM world, and I was like, those guys really took it and made a humongous record for the world, and it's in Korean. And we are all dancing to that song in America. So it was like, anything can happen here, you know? So I always feel like Koreans and K-pop in general are very progressive and like, they'll take chances. You know, they love to be crazy, heavy, because they can always negotiate what the pop aspects are. I would never be able to predict nowadays what the number ones are going to be, and you probably agree, right? It's just kind of crazy, right? Yeah. What Ella Langley has, though, is like personality, and that's what matters the most. And if you have a personality, a story that people want to gravitate to. If you're an artist that you want people to invest in you as a person, that is the best thing you can have. If you just have a fan base and people that are like, I want to go wherever you go.
과감하게 도전하는 성숙한 아티스트로서의 BTS에 대한 찬사에 이어 진취적이고 혁신적인 한국인에 대한 디플로의 언급은 K-팝을 넘어 한국인의 창의적 역량 전체에 대한 신뢰로 이어집니다. 디플로와 빌보드 관계자들은 BTS의 음악적 천재성에 대해 언급하며 혀를 내두르는데요.
I'm curious, you know, having worked with particular BTS probably for the past 18 months or so in anticipation of this record, like what are some of the music, you know, influences of artists or albums that you kind of introduced to them during this session, and what kind of sounds did they introduce to you?
Dude, they knew everything. They know about every freaking. I mean, to be that big and to be so musical, because also they have to do so much training. I had this one record that was also very Korean. I had this Korean record that was like with the instrumentation, and it was like so awesome. It was great, but the music was in a trip. So every time they come in, they were trying to dance to it, but they kept doing like Bollywood dances, and they kind of make fun of me. And I was like, I couldn't get the dancing right, because they hear the music, they feel it. They're like, how do we move to this? And that's important, because if you're in a studio, you don't have people like, music can be great. If you can't like actually just think about being on stage with it, it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
those guys know right away if it's gonna work or not, you know?
Wow.
But they know everything. They really were always trying to be like, yo, they were always like, this is the instrument Korea we use. And I was like, I had to go download a freaking sound library. I was like, what is this stuff? Like, they really were really direct on like what they wanted, what the vision was. And I was just like there to like facilitate.
Shout out to them, like musical encyclopedias out here.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I know a lot about music, but they know a lot more too. So I'm like, they're music nerds at the end of the day.
It sounds like y'all were nerding out together.
Yeah, it was pretty nerd.
Geniuses
pretty
at
nerd out.
work, yeah.
이렇게 세계적인 거장들이 BTS를 향해 경애에 찬 찬사를 보내는 건 화려한 성적뿐만 아니라 음악적 천재성과 데뷔 10년이 넘은 최정상의 위치에서도 초심을 잃지 않는 아티스트로서의 태도 때문일 것입니다. 여러분의 생각은 어떠신가요?